Hey everyone, it's Brinecone. Today we're making a different kind of video. I know it's been a little bit since the Monster Hunter World, but I wanted to do a Brinecone Uncut really bad since the Switch celebrated its 1 year anniversary the other day, and I thought it'd be fun to kind of just go through and talk about my sort of history with the system so far, and kind of how I think the next year of it's going to be. Just to recap, I've been a Nintendo fan as long as I've been alive. I started with Super Mario Brothers Deluxe on the Game Boy Color, and I've been a fan of their shit ever since. I hated the Wii U and the 3DS for that matter. I thought both those systems were fucking garbage. The 3DS more in I hated it more in a hardware level. I don't really have anything against the games. Although the Wii U was, I think, it's just a disaster all way around. I think there's 6-7 worthwhile Wii U games that you need to play, and that's it. So, other than that, I was not hot on the Switch, and I was not hot on the Switch or the NX at the time, and then they announced as a Switch. I'm like, okay, this would be cool, because at that point in time, I already jumped over to PC, and the thing with PC is there's certainly no need to get an Xbox One, and there's no need to get a PS4 if you have a gaming PC. However, the Switch offers something that the PC doesn't, and that's portability. Both portability as in I actually have a handheld that I can play right now, and portability in the fact that I can throw the dock, my Pro controller, everything I need to play Switch, I can throw that in a bag and have a shit ton of room left in it. It's a small, compact machine, and I appreciate the ever-living shit out of that as someone who, does make treks, 6-hour treks home, and bringing this home is a nightmare and a half. So now that I actually have some gaming shit to play, I'm fucking happy as can be. Now, I actually got the Switch on midnight on March 3rd, 2017. I waited in a Walmart for 4 hours just sitting there, and they had the Switches, and they just wouldn't fucking give it to us. It sucked. And it's a shame, because they had leftover Switches. They had 20 in stock. And everyone who was there was able to get one, which was super cool. But it just sucked that oh god, we waited 4 fucking hours when we really could have came in 20 minutes before closing. And still would have gotten one, which kind of sucked, but hey, that's fine. So I just got the standard Switch. I don't really like the red and blue ones all that much. I mean, I'm a fucking old man, so of course I don't. But yeah, I thought it'd be fun just to kind of go through my library games and sort of talk about the system itself, because I think it's a good system, and I think it's I think it's a worthwhile purchase. I don't know how much you get out of the system if it was your only. If it was your only avenue to play current games, I question if I'd recommend it, but I'd actually recommend a PC above all else. But if you already have a PC, you need to get yourself a Switch. It's totally worth it. It's a great companion piece. It's phenomenal. First game I played on it obviously was Breath of the Wild. What a fantastic fucking game. It's a masterpiece. You don't need my praise from it. You've already heard it already. But another game that was really good that was on other systems before but got ported to the Switch day one was Shovel Knight. Spectre of Torment was the most recent expansion to Shovel Knight at the time we played Spectre Knight. That Spectre Knight campaign is fantastic. I rank it, Shovel Knight's a 10 out of 10, Spectre Knight's a 9 out of 10, a strong 9, and Plague Knight is probably a light 8. Light to strong 8. I'm not really sure where I'd play it, but Plague Knight's definitely the weakest one. And Spectre Knight just is such a good plot. It really improves the actually playing Shovel Knight, because you have so much context now for what's happened. It's a really great plot. It's really good. I'm talking about the plot of a fucking 2D platformer. This is where science has led us. The plot's really great. Obviously, the gameplay, the Yacht Club games they're fucking geniuses. They can do no wrong. And the gameplay department, it's fantastic. So yeah, if you haven't played Spectre of Torment, please do yourself a favor and do it. If you own Treasure Trove, you have it. Just do it. And also play King Knight when that comes out too. Another great game that I got on launch was Snipper Clips. Now, Snipper Clips is a game that we will talk about, and I think will be on the top 30, 35, maybe even I think top 25 actually, best Nintendo Switch games. Because it is a game that I think you can play with anyone. It's super easy to understand. It's so much fun. It's super simple. And it's just great fun to play with like close friends. It's even fun to play with like a bunch of friends and like you two do it and then you have a bunch of your friends watch it. It's like shockingly like really fun and really entertaining. And like in the early days of the Switch, you know, before Mario Kart and when they really only had like 10, 12 games, like your options were limited. So like this was the best offering to like play the Switch with other people. Another game at the time that was really good that like I can't in good faith recommend to any of you is Fast Remix. Fast Remix is the reimagining, the sort of like the remaster of Fast Racing Neo, which was on Wii U. Now that game was inspired heavily by like Wipeout and F-Zero, you know, racing games like that. And with Fast Remix, it's a good game with the exception of this, that Mario Kart is such a superior product and a superior racing game in every way, shape, or form that once Mario came out, we have not touched Fast Remix. In fact, I deleted it from my system. But, I mean, for the time, it was really fun, but I can't in good faith recommend anyone play that. Another one in the same case is Blaster Master Zero. I forgot who remade Blaster Master Zero. I know it's a Sunsoft NES classic, but I'm not sure who did the remake. I want to say Inti Creates, although I think I'm wrong. With Blaster Master Zero, that's a perfectly fine like 6 out of 10 game. Like it's solid. It's got a lot of heart to it. I played through it twice. It's good. It's just not great or something I'd really recommend to you. Know, I just think there's like your choices are so much better now on the system that I just can't in good faith do it. But I had my fun with it. And if you're looking for like a weird early eShop title to play, I mean you can't go wrong. But it's a little, I think it's like $15-$20, so like be wary of that. Another early game that I bought that was great was Shock Troopers. Shock Troopers is an old Neo Geo arcade game that got ported to the Switch along with like Metal Slug and a couple other really great Neo Geo games. Shock Troopers is like the top-down stages from Super C. So like you basically have that isometric perspective and you're shooting at all these people. It's fucking badass as fuck. We don't give SNK like the grander gaming culture doesn't give SNK like the credit it fucking deserves for their pixel art and just their awesome arcade games. Because we really like don't talk about arcade games awesome, and I think this is like a gem in the crown here. It's really good. It's really well done. It's so much fun. It's action packed. It's pick 'em and play. It's perfect, and it's really cheap too. It's like $8, so you can't go wrong. I highly recommend playing Shock Troopers. Now here's two games I kind of got burned on Switch. One not so much, but the one definitely. So early in the Switch's launch, we get ports of I Am Setsuna and Binding of Isaac Rebirth. I played 2 hours of I Am Setsuna. The game is cool. I want to go back to it, and I want to play it because I want to then play Lost Sphere, which came out earlier this year that none of you people talk about, which is the Tokyo RPG Factory game. Because I fundamentally, I like what Tokyo RPG Factory is doing. I like that they're bringing classic RPG gameplay back, especially the Chrono Trigger style sort of gameplay, which is in I Am Setsuna. I'm glad that's here, and I actually really kind of dug the story of I Am Setsuna from what I was playing, just how it's this really dour fucking game. But it's just been something where like I just haven't gone back to it, so I might go back to it like soon, but it's been months. So I mean I can't put a stamp of recommendation or like stay away from it with I Am Setsuna, but I can for Binding of Isaac. Binding of Isaac Afterbirth is a great game. Afterbirth Plus on Switch is garbage. It runs like trash. The slowdown's unreal, and I just really am just like, man, I like really kind of got burned on it. It's $40 too, so I'm like, shit, man, I got fucking burned by Binding of Isaac. So yeah, don't fucking play that game. So that was the initial like month of the Switch, and I thought overall it was like pretty good. I thought we had some like I had good stuff to play, but kind of once the honeymoon period kind of was over, and once I finished Breath of the Wild, I kind of put the Switch away for about a month, and then 2 games dropped that I was a really big fan of. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe really revitalized sort of the Switch for me. It's such an interesting. It's not really an interesting game, but like Mario Kart 8 is the best on Wii U, was the best Mario Kart game at the time, and this is even better than that. So the Switch already has the best Mario Kart game, and it has also the best Zelda game too, by the way, because Breath of the Wild is fucking fantastic. And I just really can't say enough good about Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. If you're like, oh, I already bought Mario, oh, I own a Switch, but I already bought Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U, I already own it, just go fuck yourself, go eat a fucking dick, buy the fucking game, because it really is worth it, just to be able to say fuck the Wii U and put it away, and actually play it on a fucking machine that's like cool. Because what's great too, what's awesome, is that like, if your friends, or like whoever, you know, if you have fucking friends, if you have people that play games that own a Switch, like, hooking up with them and kind of playing like on your individual systems is pretty fun. And what's great is you can have like you can have two people on the TV, you can have two people sharing one on the left side of the screen, you can have two people, and you can actually get upwards of like 8 people playing in a race all at once if you have the switches and the controllers for it. So yeah, I highly recommend Mario Kart 8. It's awesome. All the tracks are phenomenal. I can't say enough good about it. Another game I also can't say enough good about is Puyo Puyo Tetris. Now I remember, I believe I'm correct, Puyo Puyo Tetris was early May. And at the time there were 2 Switch games I was considering getting. It was Puyo Puyo Tetris and Ultimate Street Fighter 2. I'm super glad I didn't get Ultimate Street Fighter 2, because that game is importantly expensive. God, I'm fucking dying. It's importantly expensive, and like the player base for it like died off immediately. So I'm like, yeah, super glad I didn't get that. But Puyo Puyo Tetris is a boatload of fucking fun. If you think you're like, oh man, I'm not a big fan of puzzle games, like, first of all, everyone loves Tetris. Get it for fucking Tetris. I honestly paid $30 to have Tetris on my Switch, and it was totally worth it. All the modes are great. It's shockingly a really fun multiplayer game, and it's a really fun game to play at parties, just because it's so simple and it's really easy to understand how to play. I mean, everyone knows how to play Tetris, and Puyo is simple enough to get the concept of. So yeah, I actually play quite a bit of both Mario Kart 8 and Puyo Puyo Tetris with people when we whip out the Switch, which has really become the true party machine. Because I love my PC and I love gaming on my PC, but the one thing that like I found that like really fucking sucks is I'm like, man, like when friends come over and I whip out the PC, like we play Lethal League and like that's it, like, and like maybe I'll like emulate like Smash Brothers Melee or something, but just like I don't think the PC is like really that great for multiplayer games. Maybe I just don't own enough of them because I mostly just get the shit what I get in Humble Bundle and that's it. But like I'm just like, oh man, like I'm really like whenever people come over and I boot up the PC, I'm like, oh man, I'm fucking struggling trying to find some shit to play with multiple people. But so the Switch has been really great for that. So Mario Kart's always fun, Puyo Puyo Tetris is always fun. And then so those 2 games came out, and then I hit another lull for that like summer. Just really wasn't touching it, really wasn't playing it. ARMS came out in June, and I didn't purchase it. I was just like, I know the player base is just gonna die off super fast, which sadly was what happened. Splatoon 2, I wasn't a big fan of the first Splatoon game. I had my fun with it, and I'm glad I played it. But like Splatoon 2, I'm just like, I don't really care all that much. And then August came around. August is kind of when I really got back into the Switch. So I'm going to real quick hit SteamWorld Dig 2. SteamWorld Dig 2, dope-ass fucking game. Really great, solid sequel to the first SteamWorld Dig. I love SteamWorld Dig 1. I think SteamWorld Dig 2 is even better. Same issues as SteamWorld Dig 1, where it's like, it's just too short. It's double the length of SteamWorld Dig, yet I still feel it's like too short. I wish it was like 16, 20 hours. Not because like I want the, not that I want Image Inform to like, slave over this fucking game for years or anything, but just that like I find that like once the game really gets going and once I really get into the loop, if the game ends, I'm like, shit. So yeah, but if you haven't played, I believe SteamWorld Dig 1 is also coming to Switch, or it's already on Switch, so you should definitely play both. They're both fantastic games. Highly recommend it. They get the Brinecone seal of approval. And then another game, my third favorite game of all time, my third favorite game from 2017, launched on Switch, Sonic Mania. Sonic Mania is perfect. It is a perfect video game. It is everything that it needs to be. It is perfect, and it sets out, it's like, we have a goal, and it achieves that goal perfectly. If you don't like Sonic the Hedgehog, you will not like Sonic Mania. You can try, and hopefully you'll get something out of it, but it's not for people who don't like Sonic. Because Sonic, again, I talked about this in the Sonic 1 video, it's you either love Sonic or you do not love Sonic. With Mania, it's for the people who already love Sonic. And it's such a great game. It's so well done. It's so polished. It's so much TLC. I love it. it would have been my favorite game from last year had it not been for Breath of the Wild and Cuphead. It's fantastic. And if you're a Sonic fan, you haven't played it, you're a fucking idiot. Oh, I'm sure you have. Then came 2 games I bought on the same day. 2 radically different games. I'm going to talk about the one you've probably heard of, which is Pokken. Pokken, I'm sure Pokken is my biggest surprise on Switch with how much fun I've had playing it. I think I have 40 hours in Pokken, and it's been such a blast playing with friends and playing with people who understand how to play the game. It's a really simple fighting game to understand. Not simple like dive kick per se, but like it's got combos, it's got like move lists and shit. But it's really easy to sort of comprehend and pull off the moves. No quarter circles, none of that bullshit. Just holding right and then pressing Y, X, or A, or down or pressing Y, X, and A, or whatever to do moves. So it's like really easy to like understand, and it's easy for people who like kind of play games casually or are into games to like kind of pick up on how it works. All the characters are awesome. All the Pokemon are like really, really great. I need to still pick up the DLC. I just haven't really been playing it with anyone. Yeah, it's just so much fun. If you are like kind of iffy about fighting games and like aren't sure if you want to spend $50, I really do recommend seeing if you can find a sale or whatever, or find a place that's selling it for like $30-$40. It's totally fucking worth it. I think it's worth it for $50. And the other game, which probably I can assure that probably none of you have played, is Monster Hunter Double Cross. Monster Hunter Double Cross is a Japanese import that I had to go through hell and high water to get off of Amazon. Which was a fun, dumb experience. I put 68 hours into it. I'm a big Monster Hunter fan that hates the 3DS, so I didn't really get into 4 Ultimate or Generations, but I loved 3 Ultimate on Wii U. So like this is everything I wanted. It's tough. It's really hard recommending Monster Hunter Double Cross to people, just because like A, you have to go through all these hoops to fucking buy the game in the first place, and B, like you have to have the Monster Hunter Generations like wiki guide up in order to like understand half the shit that's going on and where to find stuff. But like that didn't stop me. Like I powered through. I was really willing to commit and put the kind of bullshit time into it. And I have 68 hours. I love Monster Hunter. I cannot wait for World to come to PC enough. It's awesome. Although I've talked about my love of Monster Hunter in the previous Uncut video, so I don't think I need to elaborate any more on that here. And honestly, like we're kind of winding down because then Project Octopath Traveler, the demo dropped. I downloaded it. I still haven't touched it. And then Mario Odyssey came out, and I gotta be honest, I wasn't a big fan of Odyssey, sadly. It was a game that I'm like, oh man, I'm really excited for Mario. I'm a big Mario fan. And I'm like, I played it, and I'm like, this is good. I remember playing it when it came out. I'm like, oh man, this is really good. This is really fun. And I just kept playing it, and I got the 500 moons and did the darker side of the moon, and I finished that stage. I'm like, yeah, I'm done. Like, I don't want 100% this. Like, there's just something about that game that just doesn't do it for me. Collecting all the moons sucks. It's not fun. It's not engaging. It's just like, they're like fucking M&Ms. Like, the way I describe it is like, stars in Mario 64 and Galaxy are like Kit Kat bars. They're Twix bars. They're your favorite candy bar. Moons in this game are M&Ms. They're just scattered around, and you can never have just one, you know? So, sorry for the cut. I lost my sort of train of thought there for a second. Just with Odyssey, just overall, I just don't think I found the game to be just kind of a disappointment. I hope they come back. I hope they use this engine again, because it is a good engine, and like Mario feels like pretty good to control. It's just that like there's some issues just with the act of like sort of collecting all the moons and like some general like gameplay things that I just did not find very fun or interesting. But it's still good, and I'd recommend it. Just like I'd recommend probably at least 5 or 10 other Switch games before. Like I'd recommend Pokken over Odyssey. I'd recommend Breath of the Wild, especially over Odyssey. Mario Kart 8. Like I think there are just so many better options than Odyssey right now. But it's something that's definitely worth playing down the line, or even now if you haven't already. And I think most people will get something good out of it. And honestly, that's been it. Shockingly, like once Odyssey came out and I played through that, my not interest in the Switch died, but like I've waned on it a bit because like Battle Chef Brigade launched and I saw it and it looked cool and I didn't pick it up. Celeste looked awesome and I still need to play it. and I'm gonna pick it up soon, but just haven't gotten around to buying it. Bayonetta 1 and 2. I own Bayonetta 1 on this machine, and it's fucking $30 on this. And so I fucking refuse to do that. But Bayonetta 2 I'd like to own again and like give that game another shot. Because I remember really, really liking it back in 2014. But I wonder if I'd still feel the same way. And honestly, the two games I'm most excited for Switch, honestly, are Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, which is a Wii U port, and Dark Souls, which is a game I have like it's 80 hours in already on this thing. And I'm also going to buy the remaster again on this. So, yeah, overall, it's just like how much time are we at? 20 minutes? Jesus Christ. Yeah, overall, it's been but yeah, so, and then Kirby I'm also going to pick up Kirby, by the way, because I like Kirby. Kirby's cute, and Kirby's fun, and always a good time. And this one looks up my alley, looks very Return to Dreamland-esque, which, 2 thumbs up from me, I love Return to Dreamland. But yeah, that's kind of my history with the Switch. The big thing that if you haven't bought one yet, and I don't know, because I've been out of console gaming for over a year now, like about a year and a half. Actually, about a year and 8 months technically. I've kind of been out of the console game, but Switch has kind of been my slow foray back into it. And one of the things that, like, if you don't own a Switch and you're thinking about getting one of the things I want to warn you about is that a ton of the games are overpriced as sin, and it's egregious. Namco Bandai recently re-released Pac-Man Championship Edition 2, which is a terrible fucking game. Don't play it. Get DX on Steam, and that's it. Don't get the second one. For $20. Now, I got Championship Edition 2 for $1 in a Humble Bundle, and they're charging you $20 for it on this thing. Like, it's hard to recommend people a Switch because all the great games are $60. Like, all the great first-party Nintendo games are still $60. Maybe you'll be able to get Breath of the Wild for $45, but most of the time it's going to be $60. Odyssey's always going to be $60. Pokémon's always going to be $50. Like, this is just the nature of the beast, and that fucking sucks. Considering I can drop $60 during like a Steam sale and get like 10 great games. It's like having to readjust to games being super expensive has been kind of a bitch, but yeah, no, I mean, do I regret my purchase? Not in the fucking slightest. Like, Breath of the Wild has made this, like, having Breath of the Wild on this, totally worth it. Being able to have Shovel Knight on the go and Tetris on the go, totally worth it. Pokken, Mario Kart, Puyo Puyo Tetris, like, multiplayer games to have, like, when people come over, totally worth it. Really, it's a great system, and I highly recommend it. I think this upcoming year, people are really underselling it. It's a lot of ports and a lot of remasters, and I think that's okay, because, again, this offers something that this does not, and it certainly offers something that the PS4 and Xbox One don't, and that's just not portability. It offers portability, but it just offers versatility. Because I really don't like playing games like this. I don't like doing this. And I don't like sitting on my bed over there and playing like this. I've done it a couple times, but not often. I like sitting down with the controller on the TV. That's why I like doing. That's how I like to play my games. And I can do that on the Switch. But I can also take it out of the dock and play it like this if I want to. And I like the choice that it gives me, and it's totally worth it.